G'day, that's Slot Car Guy here, and welcome back to another slot car review. And today we are talking scale 143. And normally when I say that, you think Carrera or Scale Electric, but no, we are talking Kyosho, the brand that makes RC cars and model cars. Yes, they did used to make slot cars. So stick around and let's check out one of their D slot 43s, the Mazda 787B, full teardown, full hot lap. And I also got visited by a very special friend. I'm in Australia, so you'll see what I mean. Let's get into it. So welcome back to another slot car video, and yes, we are talking scale 143, but normally when you say that you think Carrera or Scale Electric, but no, we are talking Kyosho, the brand that makes the Mini Zs or the RC cars and model cars. They used to dip their toes in slot cars. Now, if you haven't checked out my Mini Z review, I did attempt to get this around my slot car track as a Mini Z race car, because there's a 128 scale, so please check that out. Part 2 is coming. I'm just waiting for some more parts and pieces to make this potentially go around my track like a racetrack. But we are talking Kyosho D slot 143, which, let me tell you, these things are incredible. But let's have a quick look at the packaging as always. And this is the Kyosho D slot. Now, if you walked into a shop, you would think that this is a 143 scale model because it does look that good, but the way it's presented, you'd probably think it is a model. But no, this is a slot car, a 143 scale. So it is the Mazda 787B, a very beautiful car in real life and a very beautiful slot car. Now, I do have some model cars of this actual car itself, not by Kyosho, and I'm an absolute Mazda fan. So let's do a full unboxing, full tear down, and then we'll go for some laps around my track. So let's get stuck into the unboxing because there is a nice little bit of card in here. It shows you some other cars that you can collect in this series. So let's get stuck into it. Of course, like a traditional slot car, comes in a crystal case, but here is the actual box itself. We did have a close look at that, but what else can you get? Well, there is, by this card itself, 6 other cars that you can get in this set. Now I'll quickly read them off. We have the Porsche 962C, we have the Porsche 91K, Lamborghini Murcielago, Porsche 911 GT3, and the Audi R8 in silver. I think that will be very good. Now I'm actually going to hunt for these because I really do like the look of these slot cars. So there's the collection. Beautiful display case, and of course, being slot car collectors, we are used to these crystal cases, but there it is. Anything underneath? Nothing underneath, but there it is. Absolutely stunning, a really, really nice finish. I'm going to keep it on the base to show exactly what the car looks like, but let's do a spin around. Now, if you are a 787B fan, you'll be very familiar with this livery, the way the car looks. I think they've finished this extraordinarily well. Of course, Kyosho make model cars. They're very good at modeling a car. Slot cars are no different. You're just adding a motor, a guide, and off she goes. Now I'll try and flip it up and see if we can get a better look on top. Take a look at that. Big charge on the rear spoiler. Beautiful looking car itself. Now, will I play with these? Probably not. Now that I've done the review, I will probably put it on a shelf because I think these look incredible. Look at, actually, look at those deep dish rims at the rear. Again, I'm a sucker for deep dish rims. If they're on them, put them on the car. Really, really nice. On top, some aerials. Beautiful looking slot car. Alrighty, so let's take it off its base. I'll zoom in, we'll do a full tear down and have a look at the car inside, and then we'll hit the track. Before we tear down the car, I just want to show this scale compared to a Carrera 143. So let's just lift it up and have a quick look. And of course, being 143, they are very similar on scale, but this isn't a very high detailed car. It looks like a 370 or a 350Z, and of course, the Mazda itself is very, very well detailed. So in comparison to detail, I think the Kyosho is definitely a winner. But let's have a quick look underneath to see exactly how different they are, because of the Carrera runs that little pin style guide with the bits of braid, and this is running a traditional guide and braid, so like our bigger brothers. So there you go, a little bit of a difference when it comes to underneath the car. Alrighty, so there's your size comparison. I will now tear down the car and let's take a look inside the guts of this thing. Alrighty, so I've completed the teardown, and it's quite a unique car to pull apart. It's very similar to the Mini Z. So if you haven't seen my review of the Mini Z, it will be in the description, and I'll place a comment on the video showing you how that thing looks. This has got a 2-part how to release the car. Now I'll show you the front. There was 2 screws in this clipping, a bit of black clipping. Hopefully it zooms in for me. There we go. That clips into the actual shell and then screws onto the chassis itself, and I'll show you where that's located. But the inside of this shell on the sides here, very much like the Mini Zs, you pull them apart and you can sort of push in and clip in the actual chassis itself, so it kind of drops into a groove and you pop it out. That little plastic, let's call it a clip, that places on the front here. As you can see, there's a little nibble there to have a look at. Let's have a quick look. And then that screws onto the chassis itself. Very, very nice looking shells. I wish Kyosho kept doing this because they look incredible. All the decal or the sticker work, again, I'm not an expert when it comes to what these are. They look incredible. Really, really high detail. I actually did miss some points on the car. Side exhaust is poking out the side there. I mean, they've done an extremely good job. We've got mirrors situated on the front. The exhaust pipes coming out the top. I mean, very, very well done. No lights, but of course, I'm a stickler for lights. Kyosho, get back into doing these slot cars. I think they're incredible. Let's have a look at the chassis because this is quite unique. Now, we'll start from underneath because I did show you the Carrera. And of course, this is running a traditional guide that we're used to on the bigger brothers and traditional style of braid. So as a slot car racer, this is very familiar to us, which is really, really good. I like when stuff is similar so we can just get stuck into it. Upside down, let's go into the chassis itself. We have got an inline motor, which is on a slight angle, very much like the old school Scalextric cars. I don't have any volt or RPM writing on it, so I don't know. Please hit the comments if you do know. If I do find out prior to release, I'll put those details in. I do like how it's got this plastic see-through case, which we follow down to the rear. Now I'll zoom in here. You'll see two little yellow springs. So we've got some springs going on in there, some shockers. I think that's pretty cool. And enclosed in the same see-through plastic is your pinion and gearing, which I don't know what that is. I haven't found the details. And again, if I do find it, or if you do know, hit the comments, but it's enclosed in this rear end plastic. Flip it upside down. Continue with the see-through plastic theme. We do have a bar magnet across the rear, and of course, this is all removable. You can take all this out. There's screws all over this thing. Very, very cool looking. Very, very much like the Mini Z RC cars, which I'm very excited about because they are extremely cool, and they've sort of used the same design here. So there you go. Cool looking slot car for a 143 scale car. I think they should get back into making these because I could see a very good race league out of here. And let's have a quick look at the rims. I think they look incredible and they deserve a close-up if the camera wants to play nice. And the tyres are quite hard actually. I don't know if they're rubber or urethane. I can't really tell, to be honest. They're a little bit hard. So there you go. There is the chassis. Here is the shell. Let's put it together. Let's get this thing around my track and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So how did Kyosho's D-Slot 143 Mazda 787B perform around my track? Well, before I give you the time, I unfortunately broke the rear spoiler, which is a bit of a bummer because I'm gonna have to glue this back on. So I will put that little video up here. My mistake, it's come flying off the track and I've lost the rear spoiler. So I did run it without a rear spoiler and the best time I got was a 10.63, which I think is pretty good. Check out my Carrera 143 video because they are very, very fast on my 132 track. But I've got to be honest, this felt more like a bigger car. I had to drive it through the corners. It did want to kick out. As you can see, it came off the track. It felt like a scaled down version of a 132 car, which sounds silly because that's what it should be, where these, the Carreras, feel more planted to the track and you're pretty much just holding the trigger. So this took a little bit of skill to drive. So I'm a big fan of Kyosho's D143 or D-Slot 143 car. So I will be looking out for the other brands or the other 5 cars I believe in this series. Do I recommend it? Yes, I do. If you like 143, I'd love to see a Kyosho race. I think these are incredible. So jump on eBay and have a look and see if you can find them because these are quite hard to find. This I purchased from eBay. but I can't fault it. It was a really fun car. Just a bit disappointing that I broke the rear spoiler. But stick around for the end because I did have a visitor who decided to make a mess of my track prior to me doing the review. So stick around for that at the end, a bit of a bonus content. But as always, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram and YouTube, check out my Mini Z review. These things are incredible. Part 2 is definitely coming soon once I can get some parts for it. But as always, be safe, take care, support your local. Ciao. So he's taken it a step further, and of course, he now wants to watch. What are you doing, mate? Come on. Get off there. That's my heater. Let's go. Let's get out. Come on. Let's go. What are you doing? Don't get up there. Ah, Jesus. All right. Do you want to be part of my hot laps? Get off my track. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Oh, he just shat. He just shat on my track. Mate, stop it. So they said reviewing slot cars in Australia would be fun. Look at this bird shit. Bloody hell, mate. Maggie, hey, it's home time. I'm done. Come on.